Should I be a better step parent than a parent? Let's talk about it. What's up, YouTube? It is me, Ziggy Doom. I have a special guest with me for this podcast, a turtle. Now, this is my son's turtle, and I don't know if it's male or female. I don't even know the name, but I decided to put him on my podcast to kind of spice it up a little bit. I don't know, add some flavor. This podcast is going to be about step parents and why being a parent is more important than being a step parent. Or is it, right? So we know that there are people who have children and they treat their children one way, and then they get in relationships with people that have children and they treat those children completely different. They can either, one second. Hey buddy, where you going? Where you going? Camera's this way. Camera's this way. Okay. All right. You don't want to stay, huh? You don't want to stay, y'all. I'm gonna put him on the floor. Let him explore. All right, guy. There you go. You had your 2 minutes of fame, so now you can roam around. All right, y'all. So step parenting versus parenting. Now, when you have kids, you're supposed to take care of them, right? Obviously, you're supposed to take care of them. If you co-parent, you help, take care of the kids. But ultimately, you have children, you create children, you're supposed to take care of them, right? Now, when you meet someone that you like and they have kids, if you guys are in a relationship, then you're also supposed to take care of those children, right? Everything that comes along with the person that you care about, you take on that burden and you care for it regardless. The problem I have is when people take better care of their stepchildren than their biological children. And this goes for men and women, because I know women that will not care about their children, but will cry real tears when the person they care about, something happens to their child. I'm from personal experience, and it's very unfortunate. Now, some people, everyone's going to have an opinion about it, right? But whenever I see a man or a woman, posting pictures and smiling, and they have their stepkids and they taking these trips and everybody's happy, and, to the world, they're like one happy family. But then they have their stepkids, or their real kids, or even their illegitimate kids, and they just kind of forget about them. They just forget that they exist. And that's wrong, because for one, the fact that you're taking care of someone else's children and, in a good way, that shows that you have that ability, but you just choose not to with yours. So you're actually choosing to take care of someone else's kids better than yours. That's a choice that you're doing. Why not take care of your kids exactly the same way as your significant other's kids? Take care of them equally the same. Why would you have kids and for whatever reason, it doesn't work out with the parent of those kids, you harbor ill will towards them. Now you don't care about the kids, but then you meet this person and their child is sick or has a condition, and now you're just so in love with their child, so enamored with them, and you want to show them, hey, I'll do everything for you. I think that's bad. And it shouldn't be that way. You shouldn't base your interactions with your children off of the interactions you have with their parents. That does happen though. You have a man and a woman that have a kid and they don't like each other, they don't get along, and that affects how they interact with the kid. Dudes do it a lot, the mother, and it happens a lot more with dudes because usually the child is with the mother for the most part. So a dude will have a child with a woman, they don't work out, and they actually treat that child bad or indifferent or insignificant. and then they meet another, they meet another woman and they love this woman and they're getting married or whatever, and they have a kid, and now, they go to their kids' football games, they go to their kids' choir rehearsals and taking these pictures and everything, but they forget about theirs. Now, in my personal opinion, that's terrible. Like, I'm not gonna respect that. And any man or woman that does that, I don't respect you. I will not. Because what in your mind tells you that it is okay to be a good parent to someone else's kids more than your own? I don't agree with it. I don't think it's right. And it happens way too often. Way too often. And I want to, kind of just touch bases on it. I mean, I keep my circle small because there are a lot of things that I won't accept, right? And I don't, I'm not a smoker, I'm not a drinker, I don't hang out, and I try to take care of my kids. And believe it or not, you're not really gonna find other guys that many other guys in my, in my area where I come from that do that. Don't smoke, don't drink, don't club and take care of their kids. As crazy as that sounds, it doesn't really happen very often. So I can't hang with a guy that's he has a job, right? He takes care of his immediate family, but he shuns his real kids. I'm not gonna hang with you because I'm not okay with that. If I hang with someone like that, then that means that I'm okay with it. And some people say, well, it ain't my problem, it ain't me. But if you hang with someone like that, then you give them a reason or some kind of significance because you do interact with them. Now imagine if everybody said, you know what, I'm not going to interact with a deadbeat parent. If you're a deadbeat, I'm not going to interact with you because you need to be taking care of your kids. Imagine if everyone did that, then that person probably would reassess themselves. But if everyone, supports them or hangs with them or associates with them, then they probably won't even know that there's something wrong with it. And I think that there's something wrong with that. So it's just a lot of reasons my circle is so small, aside from the fact that I am a introvert for the most part. I know how to socialize, but it's just not a lot of people that I have things in common with that I can hang out with daily, right? So if you're not taking care of your kids, that's one thing. That's already bad. But if you taking care of somebody else's kids better than your own, that's even worse. Because here you know how to do it. You're showing that you know how to do it. Some people don't know how to be parents. Some people just don't know, and some people should not have kids. I probably do another podcast about that. Some people should not have children. I'm gonna say that again. Some people should not have children. Sometimes they don't know who they are, but some of them do. They know the ones that shouldn't have kids. So for you to have kids and take care of someone else's kids better, you spend your weekends with some person and their child or their children, and you forget about your own, or you disregard your own, or you even take your own and give them to the other half. When you do that, that's not good parenting. That doesn't, you shouldn't feel good about yourself, because what happens every single time, children grow up and they see things and understand them more. When you're a baby crying with a pacifier, you're not gonna understand your parent loving someone else's child more than you. But when you're a teenager, you get older and older, and you're like, wait a minute, you didn't do those things with me. You didn't hold me. When I called you and told you I had an issue, you told me you couldn't deal with it right now. But you didn't do that with their children. You were crying when their children got hurt. Kids understand that stuff, and they grow up and they form their own opinions. So sooner or later, I think that kind of karma catches up with people, because love children equally. Love them equally. Children don't ask to be here, and they're still learning. That's why they're children. They don't know everything. They don't say everything right. They're not going to do everything right. But why not just love them all equally? If I'm at an ice cream stand and my son asks for ice cream, I'll get my son an ice cream. If there's a little kid standing there that wants ice cream but can't get it, hey, would you like an ice cream? I'll get that kid ice cream, because they shouldn't be standing there by themselves, for one. So if they standing there by themselves and no parent around, shame on them, I guess. But I'll get that kid an ice cream. Does that mean I care about that kid more than my own kid? No. It's just, hey, they're all kids, man. They all want ice cream. Imagine the one kid at the ice cream truck looking, they can't afford ice cream, whatever. Everybody else get the ice cream, walk away. And that little kid, I can't do it. No, you want ice cream, pick ice cream, I get it. And that's just being equal. If I meet someone and they have a child, I'm going to treat their child the same way I would treat mine. I'm not going to demand or expect anything from them. I'll introduce myself and have that kind of conversations with them. But I'm not going to take anything away from mine, my flock of kids. and that's just how it should be. And I may not have the best relationship with all of my children's mothers, but there's never going to be a woman on this planet who has a child who I care for whatever reason. I'm going to treat her children better than my own. It's going to be the same. And it's not hard to be the same, because when you take out your personal feelings about someone, and you think about why you do it, then it becomes easy. But there are a lot of bitter people, a lot of bitter women, a lot of bitter men, and they just can't get past the fact of the relationship they had with that child's other half didn't work for whatever reason. So they harbor ill will. And they sometimes can love the kid less because of that kid's father. I've seen it. I've seen women have multiple kids' fathers, and men have multiple kids' fathers, and depending on how good that woman likes the man, that's how she's going to treat the kids. And men do it too. And that's just wrong. I don't agree with that. So to be a better step parent than a parent, you missed a couple lessons in parenting school, because that is not how that works. You should not be a better step parent than a parent. If your kids are a mess, for whatever reasons, they're a mess, it's up to you to figure out how to help them with that. If you got to take time off hanging with your friends and spend a little extra time with your kids, then you should do that. But, oh, Lord, I'm sorry, y'all. The turtle just tried to bite my foot. Oh, hey, you want to get back up here? Man, that scared the crap out of me. You okay? You all right? You want some radish or something? See you opening your mouth. Hey, stay away from my feet. I'm going to put you back down. Just stay away from my feet. Man, that turtle just bit my foot. That's crazy. It ain't even a snapping turtle. But yeah, step parenting should not supersede parenting. You shouldn't be on the weekends, hey, let me completely leave my kids at home or brush them off and go hang with my boyfriend and my girlfriend and let's go play house with them because I want them to like me and think I'm this great person. And here's another thing. Hey, I'm sorry, y'all. Turtle, you cannot fit under there, bro. Your shell is in the way. Where are you trying to go? Here. Yeah, there you go. Here, go that way. There you go. Y'all thought the turtle was kind of going to just stay on this towel and look at the camera, but this little dude is running around and biting toes and everything else, so I don't know. Lord have mercy. Please don't bite my cords. Yeah, so and here's another thing about that. If you are with someone and you see them taking great care of your kids as a step parent, but somehow they don't never mention their kids, or you never see their kids around, or you never see them doing anything with their kids, that should be a red flag. But people just don't pick up on these things because everyone is always about me. Hey, I don't care how he treats his other kids as long as he treat me and my kids good. No. You know why that's wrong? Because sooner or later, he could treat your kid the same way. Because what do you think is going to happen when he or she move on to meet somebody else? And here's another thing about non-biological kids y'all may not understand. When a child is not yours biologically, right? And the man is taking care of the child, or the woman is taking care of the child, and they're neglecting their children, right? They treating your child great, everything, and they find somebody else and move on. Guess what happens? They not financially responsible for the kid they had with you, right? There's no financial commitment. They can build a relationship with your kid and walk right out of their life with the next person, never speak to your kid again. And that can be traumatizing for some kids because kids typically want to be loved. They want to be loved, right? And when they get that love from someone, they appreciate it, they value it. But then for that person to give them that love and walk away, now they got another woman, another kid, and they just forgot. That's traumatizing. So guess what? While you were not picking up on the clue that this person was a deadbeat to their children but great to yours, you didn't think that was a red flag. Now they left your child and went with somebody else, but your child is hurt because they had a relationship with that person who was pretending to be a good parent, and they gone. So you gotta be mindful of these kind of things, right? There's always a red flag when you meet someone, but everyone is too busy trying to sell themselves as a great person, hoping that the other person buys it, and they don't pay attention to what the other person is doing right in front of their face sometimes. So that's my take on it, y'all. Don't be a better step parent than a parent. Be a parent first, step parent second. And you can treat both kids equally the same. It's not hard. Just treat them all with respect. Be mindful of all of them. But the ones that you brought into this world, that's your number one priority. And it should always be your number one priority, at least until they're adults and can fend for themselves. Don't make a lot of kids and just up and down the coast, don't take care of them, indifferent, and then you meet the person of your dreams and all of a sudden, let me be the world's greatest parent to that kid. Because kids know. And if they don't know when it happens, they'll know eventually. And then they're going to form their own opinion. So that's all for this one, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. I'm sorry for the distractions with the turtle. I just always known turtles to be slow and just kind of sit there. But Buddy is like running around. And he ain't stopping. And he bit my foot, man. I got on slippers. Y'all can't see it. I ain't got no shoes on, but he bit my foot, and that kind of startled me. Hey, come here. Come here, buddy. I don't know his name either, but pretty big. You want to say anything to my YouTube people? You ain't got nothing to say? Well, until the next video, be easy.